Yeah.
And we're back again.
Back again with fresh trims.
Damn fool. It's your boy, Professor Cornard.
Hey, it's your boy, the clumsy elf. You already know. Let's take it negative.
Yes.
Mine's like, this is going to be the ultimate hater train.
Ooh.
For someone that I don't even know if I ever thought I'd ever be jumping on the hater train with them. Mine's not stat related. Because I'm going to go on a mad one. Let me hear yours first.
About time I gave it to this person.
Ooh, the spotlight's come for you.
I had to give it to Frank Vogel. Bro, I know we want to say at the start, obviously me and you were getting at AD a little bit.
We was.
I don't think we sent shots at LeBron, but at early season.
No, I think I sent shots at the whole franchise. I remember saying that they can't be coached. They don't need a coach, basically.
I remember early season, one of our first couple episodes, I was thinking maybe we've seen the best of LeBron. And obviously he told me to hold his
my lord
whatever in it. Like
he said, follow me on Instagram, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you're doing it as well.
He kept dropping 30.
Crazy.
Obviously Westbrook, polarizing figure for why the Lakers aren't doing well. But then you have to dive a bit deeper and have to say who is actually in charge of the product that's on the floor. Frank Vogel, bro.
Definitely.
And I haven't seen what he's done apart from putting LeBron in a better position to score, that's moving LeBron to a small ball center. Bro, I haven't seen what he's done for this team to change, to bring the best out of Westbrook. And even if you're not bringing the best out of him, what have you done to promote winning basketball?
Yeah. I even seen that Magic Johnson has issues now. Tweeting at the owner saying you deserve better. I would actually not be happy because that's ridiculous. But I would actually think I wouldn't mind seeing a notification from Bleacher Report tomorrow morning that said Frank Vogel got fired. I think for them, it's better for them to fire him. Not that I'm wishing man to lose his job. Yeah. I think it's better for them to fire him now and try and do another thing this season. Because they ain't got next season. They can't wait for this season to finish, right? And then try again next year. That's not the same team. Everyone's a year older. It's already an old man team.
For me, the main reason why I put him as flopping is because, we can talk about X's and O's. Could he play Westbrook different? Could he use LeBron differently? When AD was there, how could he help AD get into a better groove? But my thing, as from a leadership standpoint, is that team does not play hard for him.
No.
They don't play hard for him.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a team that will run through a wall for him. When the Lakers lose, sometimes it's not even a schematic thing, because sometimes they're up in these games. And they just lose at the end. It looks more like an effort thing.
Maybe they're
don't play hard for him.
You think they're scheming? Stay scheming.
What's that? My early clumsy conspiracy.
Was trying to get at me. He wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Hey,
I just think he's really flopping right now. He is.
I think he is
behind him properly.
Do you think
they don't play hard for him?
Do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think he goes to work every day with the same positive mentality that he did, say, 2 years ago? Obviously, that was a bubble team. But in terms of do you think he's feels threatened by the roster?
I think he is a championship coach who probably doesn't think he's a championship coach.
He's in his own head
himself. Yeah, do you get what I mean? Because he is a championship coach.
Yeah.
But it's a bubble ring.
But I'm saying, do you think he's scared of the roster? As in, he finds it threatening. He's overthinking stuff because he doesn't want to get it wrong. And then it's just when you're in your own head, that's it, innit?
I just don't think he's got that clout.
Yeah.
And I get what you mean. He just doesn't have. I get exactly what you mean. But I think he must be in his own head because he doesn't have that clout.
Fair.
And look at the players you have on that team.
Yeah, no, fair.
What are you telling LeBron during practice? What are you even telling him? Westbrook playing good or bad?
Was the blue Gatorade alright, LeBron, or was I meant to get the red one? That's what he's saying to me in practice.
I don't know. I personally think it's probably time for a change. I don't obviously never wish anyone to lose their job, but for me right now, unless something changes and the guys start buying a bit more, Frank Vogel's flopping. Who you got?
Yeah, definitely. This time, this is a long distance hater chain service, and our first stop is Phoenix, and we're picking up Mr. Devin Booker.
Oh.
Yeah, we're picking him up. I told you it's not stat related.
No,
So
it's not to do with what.
Listen, it's to do with two things.
The
first thing it's to do with is, you know exactly what it is, and everyone who's listening to this and watching this,
oh my lord,
that is one of the most unserious things I've ever seen from a grown man in a professional.
The mascot thing.
Yeah, that was a joke thing. It's a joke thing, right? Because the mascot waved his arms in the air and jumped about 3 centimeters. And let's be honest, that is someone's job. There's a human being in that suit. Sorry, kids. There's a human being in that suit who is at work in an empty arena.
Doing his best.
I'm telling you right now, there's one thing being a mascot when there's people cheering and the crowd and you feed. You know what it's like to, well, you don't know, but I don't know either. But do you know what it must be like to be in a costume? Yeah, and to have to give the same energy in a place where if someone dropped a water bottle, the whole thing would be echoing through the thing. So you're trying your hardest.
He's trying his hardest, man.
You put your hands in the air and you jump 3 centimeters, and Devin Booker's trying to get you kicked out the game. That's rubbish from a grown man on a free throw. Rubbish.
It was a bit of I get what you mean. When you think about it, it was a very unserious moment.
It's like, you're meant to be used to, like, I've watched enough NBA games on telly to know that in a game, if you're playing in the away arena, that all the fans who are behind the hoop, it is their duty, bound to them in contract pretty much, to bang those two things together. Sometimes you have the big brother with the big belly lifting up his top.
Writing stuff on it, jiggling the belly.
Everything. And you make your free throw. This was one person in a dinosaur costume at work. And you're moving the maddest. I didn't like that, number one.
Okay, what's
the second thing I didn't like was that comment he came out with about Kobe and the Mamba mentality. I don't know if you saw that. I didn't like that.
Oh, when he said people
need to stop comparing me to Kobe. I don't know about you. I don't know who's comparing him to Kobe. Maybe we might have in an episode said his game is Kobe-esque. I know I would never have said, 99.9% sure I've never said that he reminds me or looks like Kobe. Like, no one said that. And he was talking about going on social media or something, and he was like, oh yeah, like I normally do read social media, but I don't let the comments get to me, really. But I wish people stop comparing me to Kobe and Mamba mentality. Like, I'm not Kobe, I'm inspired by him and Mamba mentality, and that's it. Bro, you don't even need to say that. You can come out and say, you know what, like, it was a bad game, like, but I'm really inspired by Kobe Mamba mentality, so I'm gonna come in next game, XYZ. Like, it's just a week of him just being useless off the court. I feel like he's just so useless. And you're
okay.
Go. Let me calm down.
I'll jump into Devin.
No, let me calm down.
The defender train. He does get Kobe comparisons because he does go on occasional scoring. What's the word for it? Exhibitions. Like he will do. He had a 70-point
that's why
game.
You're the professor.
I struggle to get that word. He does play. He does have a lot of his game in the mid-range. But for me, I would never compare him to Kobe because he's not the defender or the high flyer that Kobe was. So I don't even really see that comparison like that. Doesn't even have the back to the basket game or anything. So I don't.
Let me ask you this.
Even the slashing.
Let me ask you
or
this
even the
as well.
slashing.
Let me ask you this as well. Why are we acting like he doesn't read that and get absolutely gassed?
Yeah.
Am I lying?
You have to be though. You have to be.
So now you're exactly. But now you're coming out like you don't like it. You're gassed at your house. You're gassed at your house. You're gassed at your house. There's no. I'm sorry, Devin. You are. If someone on Twitter is like, oh my god, Devin Booker just reminds me of Kobe. His game's like Kobe. He'll be on the bus or on the plane or in his bed late at night. And he's gassed.
You know they did the NBA 75th anniversary advert. You see the advert where they get some of the old and new players.
Oh yeah.
They did have Devin Booker do the drive past the Kobe mural.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
In like one of his old school like whips. So some of it is like pushed by the NBA.
Yeah,
itself.
no, it is. It is, but for me, what I meant by it is like it was
it's
just
like
in a week of him being nonsense. Like by saying it, it's almost like the equivalent of when you're like pretending you don't like it, so people talk about it more. But yeah, that's why this week for his like not off court because obviously the free throw was on court, but for his behavior this week, I don't know if he was having a rough week, New Year, new me. and he was struggling with his New Year's resolutions, and he took it out on the Toronto Raptors mascot and the media.
Right.
But yeah, for me, Devin.
You gave it to Devin Booker.
Let me see your train ticket because you want to hate the train, my boy.